What's up, Internet? I just wanted to let you guys know that I want to take the ultimate step and find the courage to be bald. Because as you all know, we all live in a Pokemon world, and I want to be the greatest master of them all. Anyway, this is the First podcast. My name is Chris. Joining me, as always, is Kyle. We'll be talking about Detective Pikachu and a whole bunch of other news stuff. But anyway, Kyle, how are you doing after my awesome intro?
Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. That was actually really good. I loved it.
That's all
It's
I can
like,
think of. I'm like, we're talking about Pokemon. Gotta bring up
Chris,
some old school Pokemon lyrics.
come on. Do you want to be a master of Pokemon? God, I love that second opening. Or the Johto opening, I love. All right, let's get to the show on the road. Today, we got a lot of things. We're going to make up some things up for for last week. I was over at a wedding. I was over at for a wedding for the weekend and had to stay over at their place for 3 days. But I was able to talk them into watching Protect Pikachu. For this podcast is dedicated to Gianella and Andrew. Thank you guys for letting me stay at your house for the week.
Good job in getting married, people I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're nerds like you.
Cool. Wait, I'm
So
not a nerd.
I'm a
You're
nerd.
you're a nerd loser. I'm cool. Anyway, we go on with the news.
All right, so we
Nerd.
have some movie news. We got some stuff in some politics with video games, with the microtransactions and the loot boxes. Oh, EA and Activision must be sweating right now if this bill gets passed.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Disney. We're gonna talk about Disney and their nefarious plans to take over the world. Netflix and some shit with Netflix. Some trailer news. Some Nintendo Direct. Some direct stuff happening, meaning gaming direct. What else? Oh, some guy named Pro Jarrett got some controversy going on over here.
Oh boy.
Yep. Some more movie news and some changes to Dragon Ball Z Super in the dubbing. And I think and trailers, I think I said that. Alrighty, let's start off with the bill since that was last week and get that done and over with.
All right.
So we got this thing called the Protect Your Child Act from egregious companies that want to take your money.
Yeah, it is a bill that, let's just say, has no chance of passing, just to let everybody know. But
Yep.
it was introduced to stop microtransactions. Well, at least loot boxes, it says. It
And
says
pay to
to
win.
ban loot boxes and pay to win mechanics in games marketed towards players who are under 18.
Yep. And
The
like,
bill was introduced by a senator named Josh Harwell.
and he's the senator of Michigan, if I remember. Right?
I,
Michigan?
it says MO. That
Uh,
could be Missouri or any other state. We do not know the large country we live in very well.
yeah.
But
Oof.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, what else can you really say about this? We've seen this happen in some other countries, like freaking like
Yep.
Belgium.
Well, I mean, Belgium and Netherlands right now banded loot boxes,
Yeah,
and game companies are not happy about it. They're like their interpretation of the law. Oh, I can't wait to see if this law does get passed. This bill.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
it,
if you think about it, it's getting egregious. This was happening since Battlefront 2. Plus, I did mention this to you before we started going live. Activision has a $150 bundle in Candy Crush,
yeah,
which is totally upgraded in a mobile game in general. They're called
yeah.
microtransaction, not give me large sums of money.
I mean, it's weird because we're getting to this territory with these games where it's like these games have like these like gambling mechanics. I mean, anybody who doesn't say they're not gambling mechanics, especially with like loot boxes, it's gambling.
Yeah,
And the games probably should be rated adult only.
yeah,
However,
and
they will not
you
do that ranking because apparently, if the game is rated adult only, retailers like Walmart and Target won't sell the games.
plus the USRB is like, well, these microtransactions are like baseball cards. They're fun ways of enhancing your gameplay.
Yeah, it's so weird because it almost seems like there should be another video game like rating.
Yeah,
Because like adult, is always like affiliated with like pornography. And I guess, if you did 18 and up, that would still be like people think, oh boy, there's like naked girls in this game.
yeah.
But
Another thing, if I remember, the people I can't remember if it wasn't the USRB or the company above them. I can't remember. They said we should self-regulate and do this, and you guys didn't self-regulate.
the
You put this.
ESRB is self-regulating for the game companies. The
Yeah,
ESRB has nothing to do with the government. However, it seems like with this bill, the FTC would step in to like do some things because this would be, you know, this would be a Federal Trade Commission thing because
yeah.
of the gambling nature of the loot boxes.
Yeah, and their way of saying fixing things is that this thing has like, oh, you have to buy content on top of that. So I was like, there, we already have that label on there, which is called DLC. That's been there for a while. Sony actually had that on a couple of their like PlayStation boxes. Actually, Microsoft had a thing called add-ons, but we're trying to talk about microtransactions, and they already put this label on there where it's like that table is applied for everything, which is stupid.
Yeah, this bill seems to be mainly targeting the loot boxes because with
Yeah,
the loot boxes you're paying money, you don't essentially know what you're getting, you have a chance of getting what you want. Is
yeah,
they're gambling.
yeah.
Like,
Here's the funny thing though is and this is just the funny thing. How far will this bill go, actually? Will it go to the Magic and the Pokemon cards and stuff? Will booster packs be considered gambling? Because that's actually a big question a few of my friends actually were talking about. And I said, maybe. But the good thing is like they actually tell you your chances. Like you're actually guaranteed a rare, but not guaranteed how much money you're getting.
yeah, it's different in like a pack of trading cards just because they're a physical object, and yes, you are guaranteed, hey, you're going to get a rare, you're going to get this many commons, this many uncommons, and like an energy or something.
Yeah.
But with this, it's kind of different. But
Yeah.
let's just say this is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, companies like EA, Activision, Take Two, Ubisoft, I'm sure they got lobbyists up in Washington, like buying a bunch of senators, like, lunch and cocaine and all that other stuff they
I
love.
I would
And
not be surprised by that. I
yeah,
can
like, there's
imagine.
no way this would get enough votes just because of like how the system works.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand. Like, look at Andrew Wilson. He's the gambler because he's the one that introduced the loot box system into FIFA Ultimate Team, and look at where he's at now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that it was introduced. Hopefully, these game companies start wising up and maybe stop putting them in. But at the same time, there are a ton of people that buy this stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's so hard making a great game. And like also speaking of this, it goes like in the next subject. I forgot to add this in, but I figured this would be a great time. EA actually was talking about like they considered Anthem too big to fail, and they just said that was just a software launch. And now they're not like the problem is now they're going to call these launches stages now.
I
So
mean, that's essentially what they've been doing with certain games anyway.
yeah,
I mean, let's not forget,
Blizzard is the
was it
better.
you that said, don't forget, Fortnite is technically an early access game, everybody.
Yep. But here's a hilarious thing. At least Overwatch is the only thing that actually does it right, where it says, "Hey, like when it first came out, hey, we got a beta going on. Help us test this out." Cool. This is when before Activision decided to get all corporate
you,
on
you,
Blizzard.
you can't. Yeah, I was about to say you can't like white knight for Blizzard because Blizzard and Activision are the same company, and Overwatch has
Yeah, I'm
just
not
as
white knighting now.
many like shitty things in it. It has like a ton of microtransactions and loot boxes in it.
Yeah, I'm not white
yes,
knighting them this
it's a
time.
better quality of a game than
I'm not white
Anthem.
knighting them in that area. I'm talking about how
Okay.
the approach to the how they're doing their games is better than what EA's doing. Well, it's a $60 game, and hope people don't realize that we didn't complete it. Like they
Yeah,
literally were like going through the stages of the beta with the people along with them, saying this is a beta, by the way. Remember, this is not what the final product's going to be.
right. And we all can't wait for Diablo Immortals, and we all have that spyware app on
Oh
our
my
phones so
god!
we can go to
Oh, don't
BlizzCon,
you have
right?
spyware?
Right? You got
So
that spyware app so you can go to BlizzCon, Kyle. We're all good, right? That's what you want
like
to
I
hear,
said,
YouTube. Controversy.
I'm only white knighting them before Activision got into their face more. You know,
Well, anyway,
because when the CEO left, that's when they started going.
should we move on to some more fun game topics here?
Let's go into the another game topics. Let's talk
Well,
about
I'll
let's talk about
start.
Netflix.
Oh, well, first things first. Start with the state of play that happened last week
Yeah, let's
for
go with that.
PlayStation.
Oof.
They had commercials for a bunch of games, to be perfectly honest, that I didn't really care too much about until Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're making this.
Yeah,
And
it's their new Final Fantasy 15.
it looks cool. I mean, I'm glad it's different. I know a lot of people are like, why they changed the battle system? But I'm like,
Wh-
why doesn't anybody ever give Square Enix credit for changing the battle systems in their games?
Yeah, I know.
Like all the Final Fantasies are different because of that, and everybody's like, "Nah, I just want like Final Fantasy like 6, like all the time, or I just want Final Fantasy 7 all the time," and it's like that's boring. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I
I love
agree.
that they change it up, and this remake,
Wait,
you
wait.
know, if it
I got a good example. I got a good example. Play Resident Evil 2. That's the best way because they're totally different from each other.
Yeah, I mean, this remake it looks cool. It's got like the updated graphics and the Final Fantasy 15 battle system, but it does seem a little different. But I guess we'll have to see. I kind of hate that this thing is still going to be episodic. Apparently,
Yeah, like originally this game was gonna be made by CyberConnect 2, but then Square's like, nah, let's have it more in-house control now, and they're using Unreal Engine 4,
yeah,
which is probably a good idea to get this game out faster because it's actually easier than using the Luminous engine.
yeah, because like apparently, like even though Square Enix made that engine, like nobody knows how to use it, including Square Enix, except for like Final
Yeah,
Fantasy 14.
yeah, and 15.
And
So
15. That's true.
yeah, but that's why they made a new company called Luminous Productions. So,
Right.
but
But
yeah, but yeah,
it,
it's good that they're finally learning a lesson. The reason they made the Luminous engine, speaking of it, is because they wanted to be in the engine business like Unreal was,
right.
Epic Games. So
I
now where
mean,
we
and
are.
that makes sense. But I mean, the Luminous engine brings great results for the two games it's in.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
I guess the problem is the programming language is like really complicated for it, and
Here's a
it's not as straightforward and easy to use as Unreal.
Yeah. Here's my bet right now for Square. That's if it's coming to PC, Epic Games exclusive.
Why wouldn't they? They get an
Yeah,
88% profit. Like I don't get
and
why people like have this like loyalty to Steam. I mean, when I was in high school, I was a dumbass and was like loyal to PlayStation. But here's the fact, kids, when you get older, you can just play everything. And it
yeah,
doesn't matter what it's on. So I don't get it. Like
yeah. Like I said, I think it's a bunch of things with it. Like apparently it's selling your information. Apparently there's spyware in there, from what I'm
mm,
hearing. This stuff. I mean, I'm not a PC gamer, so
oh, that's not good. If that stuff is true, then I totally get it. But at the same time, it's
all
like kind
right.
of like why are you guys like so loyal to Steam? Do you not know like they put out like hundreds of bad games every day?
Yeah, here's the thing. You also forgot Epic since they're using Unreal Engine. They also get that 20% pain waiver for just using the engine
Yeah.
on Steam. So wouldn't surprise me. All right, let's get to the next thing. Okay, so we went from one direct to another. We're going to today's Mario Maker Direct.
All right.
So, Chris, how would you like it if you and me made a stage together?
Well, knowing you, you would make it like nightmare hard and unplayable.
Oh, you love my Mario Maker stages.
Let's just say your stages were very unfair.
I try to make them.
Had traps in it that you couldn't die. You had to literally reset the level.
I'm sorry. I like to troll people once in a while. Don't worry. I will. If we work together, we can work. We can work my devious mind and your genius of creativity together to make an unstoppable.
I'm not creative one bit. Mario Maker, I think I made a total of like 3 levels, and they were just like copying levels from other games because I am not creative whatsoever. It's like, hey, I'm gonna make Marble Zone from Sonic 1 because I'm weird. And
why not? Speaking of that, you can have slopes now, so you can actually make Sonic go. Although they haven't confirmed that there's going to be amiibo support, but they better be some amiibo support in that game.
It also looked like they have new backgrounds too.
Yeah, there's actually new backgrounds. They added a couple new backgrounds. They have a day and night cycle.
Nice.
Mr. Sun appears. Mr. Sun appears, then Mr. Moon appears, and the nighttime effects actually have effects like zero gravity in some areas.
Oh, cool.
Like I could go into
Mario Land type of stuff, and
yeah, Mario 3D World's coming in too. Meowser is going to be in there.
Oh, okay.
I had to do that.
Nice.
Meowser. Oh, I watched Super Troopers too. Okay. Oh man. I had to. Meowser. Yeah, you could have Meowser in there. Cat Soup Mario or Mari Meower.
That doesn't work as good as Meowser.
I know. I tried. There's actually a story mode where you rebuild Peach's castle. You can actually play levels together, actually, and you get points, and you have your me, and you can dress them up and everything. So
Nice.
They did a lot of things in there, and they have a lot more stuff I don't want to reveal because this would take me forever.
Release date yet?
June 27th, I think.
Oh, holy shit! That's soon.
Oh, and they have 2 things on there I like. If you're there's 2 things they also announced. One's outside Direct. So here's the thing. If you pre-order, you can go and pre-order Super Mario Maker for $60. But if you want for an extra $10, they'll give you an entire year of Nintendo Direct, not Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Online for free for a whole year for $10, half off.
Well, that's pretty cool.
They're giving you 6, already have it. And then they added Nintendo Voucher, which you can pre-order Mario. You can do any combinations for digital. So for $100, you can buy it online or from the store or whatever. Don't know how, but it's called Nintendo Vouchers, and you can buy 2 games for $100. One you can pre-order a game, and another you can just get a game so you can play the other game while you're waiting.
Cool.
So that was at the end of the Direct. I thought that was
Can you actually voice chat without a phone apps for Nintendo?
Nope.
Okay,
Still not, because although here's a hilarious thing. Speaking of voice chat, Discord actually offered, hey, if Nintendo wants to use a third-party app, we're opened.
Well, that's one thing that's going on. So
Yep.
I guess moving on. Anything else gaming related, or is that it?
We can go. This actually will help us a little bit. Netflix is going to be at E3 this year.
Promoting interactive movie television show experiences like that Black Mirror show that I have never watched because I'm a scared.
Yeah. Although there is going to be an episode in season 5 where the guy who plays Falcon and the guy who plays Black Manta actually meet each other face to face. He's like, secretly, I wanted this to be a DC Marvel crossover.
Kyle, what are you talking about? We were just talking about Netflix.
It's Black Mirror. you're talking about.
Okay.
I was just saying that's a part of the Netflix show. I was just saying those two guys from Aquaman and the Falcon, they're gonna be
Right.
meeting. They're gonna be in a show together, and the guy literally just said, "I secretly wanted a DC crossover. The DC
Okay.
Marvel crossover."
Your setup was kind of like out of nowhere where
I know, I
I'm
know.
like,
You just
what
said
is
that.
happening? Like what?
Black Mirror shit happens.
Okay.
But anyway, they're gonna be at E3, probably promoting that, and probably a couple games that they actually own stuff to, like Stranger Thing game, the Stranger Thing video game or whatever.
Right.
So, but I find that interesting that Netflix is entering that area.
Do you think Netflix might be, this is totally a shot in the dark, but do you think Netflix is going to be like, hey, you can play video games on Netflix now. You just need like a controller.
I would not be surprised at that point because they need right now, and this shoots into the next thing because 20 people, how much, 26%, or is it
Yeah, it
26?
was 26% of people said they would cancel Netflix after Disney Plus launches because they want Marvel and Star Wars content.
Yep. Actually, that's 40 altogether. Actually, that's 26 people from Marvel.
It's not, no, it was just 26 in general. It wasn't like 40% of people.
Oh,
No.
okay. I was trying to make
Yeah.
sure I'm reading this right. That's
No.
why. That's
It's
why
not
I'm
like
asking.
there's 26 people that only do Marvel stuff on Netflix and then 26% of people only do Star Wars. No, they're like, yeah, Marvel and Star Wars are popular, but they're not like
That
half of
popular.
Netflix is traffic. Honestly, the biggest thing that probably will hurt Netflix is when they start losing stuff from like NBC and Warner Brothers because
Yep.
a lot of their traffic is just people like rewatching like old sitcoms.
Yeah, because CW decided not to renew, which which doesn't surprise me because Warner Brothers is doing a streaming app themselves.
Yeah.
NBC's doing actually a streaming app their own, but they're actually doing it powered by advertisement.
Hmm.
So, which is all right, good idea right there. Because they recently just sold their percentage to Disney on Hulu. Disney now 100% owns Hulu now.
Which is frightening because Disney has two streaming platforms now.
Yep.
And Disney Disney has too much. Like
Yeah.
they should have never been able to buy Fox.
Yeah, that should have not happened.
I think I don't know if I'm right, but I feel like they must own at least like 40% of all media now.
They do actually. It's like 41% of media because like someone actually did the math and the bottom half of movies that did like 8%, which is our Fox shows, and 28% or 2030 somewhere around there. And then if you include Fox from last year and Disney, they pretty much like made like 41% of the revenue.
Yeah. That's nuts. Like,
Yeah,
and now Disney owns Hulu completely, which I guess they'll be using it for
putting freeform shows.
more risque stuff.
Yep. Like
Like,
like Ghost Rider, for example.
yeah, I guess if they ever decide to do like Daredevil again and make it like R rated. Although I have a feeling next time we see Daredevil, it'll be in the movies.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
it's gotten crazy. Let's see. What else did we get into? Um, let's get back into gaming real quick. Randy Pitchford assaulted the guy who voiced Claptrap.
yeah, I sort of like read about this. So like last week, I don't know exactly what happened. It sounded like he was like kind of like. I mean, this guy sounds like he's kind of like an a-hole to work for.
Oh yeah, he definitely sounds like it. He kind of lies a little bit, like a lot. Like
Yeah.
as of lately, like Game Informer like kind of informed him, dude, cosmetics, those are microtransactions, and he's like, how dare you guys screw me like this? Tweeted to Game Informer like that.
Oh, I can see that argument because like it seemed like, he was saying like, hey, like this is not going to have like premium currency or loot boxes where like, he said no microtransactions, which, of course, microtransactions technically mean any type of transaction within the video game.
Yeah,
However, when people usually think of microtransactions, they usually think of loot boxes and premium currency.
yeah.
So I could see where like that confusion might have happened, and like, it's like it's kind of like stupid. Like, these gaming outlets totally want to call out people on like every little things, but you probably could have been like, hey, like,
Also, this is the guy that also lost a USB drive at medieval times, which had porn of an underrated girl. And no, it gets even better. It gets even better.
oh
It
no.
gets with the work documents from for Borderlands, and he claims that the girl is a magician and is not underage. And Randy Pitcher is a magician himself, and I'm like, oh god.
Well, speaking of sexy scandals, you've made a perfect segue into some YouTube drama.
Yep,
So,
that's
Kyle,
on purpose. That was on purpose.
that was on purpose.
Yep.
Kyle, what do you know about Professional Jared?
Well, professional Jared. Let's see. Pro Jared. He used to be very good at his job of reviewing and talked about games, but got himself in a messy scandal. Getting divorced from his wife,
And
cheated on a girl on Tumblr
yeah, it sounded like he like
who's
pretty much.
underage as well.
I I read that wasn't actually confirmed, but yeah, man, these like YouTube stars, like, man, when they like implode, I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm like a firefly to the flame with this stuff sometimes. I'm like, I shouldn't be like as into it as I am, but I'm like,
My
oh
friend,
man, who's
my
going
friend,
down? Who was bad? I can't
my
wait to
friend
find
Goody
out.
was so into this. He's normally not into like people going down, but he's like, "You better do your part by unsubscribing to Pro Jared." I'm like, I was thinking about unsubscribing to him a while ago because he didn't really do any good content for like a year.
Yeah.
Like he
So
didn't even put out content. He just put like one thing, and that was month, and that was D&D stuff.
yeah.
And I was not really not saying I'm not into it. It's more like I wasn't not into this thing. So I was like, sorry. So a lot of people are already cutting their ties with him. Normal Boots cut ties with him.
Well, let's before we talk about why the people are cutting ties. Here's what happened. He let out a tweet like letting his fans know, like, "Hey, I'm getting a divorce from my wife. You're gonna hear a lot of rumors that are not true. Use your brain to like see what's true." And then all hell broke loose with leaked naked photos of him sexting with people,
We
and
do not. We're not putting these up on here.
we're not showing Pro Jared's
Pro
professional
Jared,
areas.
his professionalism.
Yeah, more like private Jared now.
Oh man.
Man,
But
but yeah, all this stuff happened where like he's found out he's like cheating on his wife, and like,
apparently Ross's wife was from Game Grumps. His wife was cheating with Pro Jared. So I was
yeah, I
like,
didn't even know like Ross and his wife were, as like we know them in real life. But I didn't even know Ross from Game Grumps was divorced from that girl that used to be on Game Grumps.
yeah,
I don't know when that happened.
me
I mean,
neither. So it happens.
man, it's crazy. Like when stuff happens like this, you're like, whoa, like this
This
is nuts. It's like,
well, Chris, now we gotta do this. Is it every podcast? Okay, on a scale to a 1 to a Pro Jared, how bad was the self-destruct on a YouTuber?
I mean,
That's
not the worst I've seen, to be perfectly honest, with these YouTubers that have gone, you know, horrendously bad. I mean, like, there was that guy Leafy a few years ago that
he just
was,
knows how to cause controversy in general.
yeah, which was a pretty big deal. And there's some other things too. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but yeah, it's always weird when this stuff happens. And it's always like these like really famous ones too. Like Pro Jared had like 1 million subscribers, or he
Yeah,
probably has less
and
than that now.
he's
But
he's less than that now. Last time I checked, he was in the 108 subscriber count. And let's find out. You're looking it up, aren't you?
no, I'm not. I never
Um,
really was too into Pro Jared outside of him when he was on Screw Attack.
And Did You Know Gaming? He's
Yeah,
on there.
his blue shirt with no tie always annoyed me. I don't know why, it just did.
Yeah, but he also was on Nickelodeon too, actually, for a cameo.
It's so weird. I actually caught a glimpse of him in real life one time at MagFest.
Oh, really? Was he
Yeah.
as predatory as he is now?
Was he what?
As predatory as he is now?
He was making out with some cosplayer girl that I
Oh,
assumed
that
was
was his
his
wife.
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his wife because if I remember correctly, if if I remember correctly, wow, I think Pro Jared took down his account. His
Oh.
entire because I just looked him up and his channel doesn't even pop up. Only Pro Jared plays.
Yeah. Well. Anyway,
Well,
another YouTuber scandal has
well,
happened, and
I
yeah,
never seen self destruct like this before.
I don't know. I remember the stuff with the Fine brothers was
Oh
pretty
God,
bad.
that was horrible.
Yeah,
We could copyright a feeling, guys.
yeah.
We all learned what happened. People started copywriting dances, and
Well,
they're like, "You can't do that."
well, Kyle, we've stepped
We
into
talked about this.
reporting YouTube drama, so I can only assume as soon as we get famous, we'll have some scandal of our own.
Yep, we're gonna be like, it'll be something like, "I don't pay you too much," or "You don't pay me that much," and we're gonna be like, "We don't pay each other."
And one of us has a crippling addiction to fabric softener that like ruined the show, something crazy like that.
Uh,
But
all right,
anyway, we
let's
should
get out of here.
let's move on to the main topic, I guess.
Hold on. Let's get. I want to get through some quick things. John Wick is happening. John Wick 4 is happening. Let's talk about Spider-Man real quick.
Oh yeah, right. Spider-Man Far From Home had a trailer. Avengers
And
Endgame spoilers.
it revealed some major things, like the Hulk snap created a rift in the universe.
You're saying multiverse?
Yep. And Mysterio is from another Earth, apparently.
I think that's a lie.
Same here. I do believe, although I do believe he isn't lying about him being from another Earth, and then they find out there is another Quentin Beck out there because they had to do research first,
Hmm.
just to make sure, live feed or whatever. Just because this is Nick Fury, why would Nick Fury believe some guy from another universe? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nick Fury is good. However,
I
Shield
do,
was run by Hydra in the MCU, so how good is he actually?
but I do believe he is up to something.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that from one area, but it looks great. It looks like it's going to be a good, fun movie. It's going to be the epilogue to the Infinity Saga and into the next saga.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. This movie looks fine. However, at the same time, I'm like, I saw Avengers Endgame. Marvel movies are done. I saw the finale. I don't care what happens. It's over. like, like I saw Avengers Endgame. That's the end. It's over.
My one coworker, believe it or not, she was like, "So good, this is good. No more Avengers movies ever." I'm like, "What are you talking about? They're going to continue making movies. What's that? What's that $2 billion? You're alone right now. You want me to make another $2 billion?" She's like, "No,
It's two
I
point
want to."
five billion dollars right now.
Oh, $2.5 billion? Are you alone? You want to make another 2.5 billion so you're not alone? I will do that. It's Disney. They're not stupid.
Yeah,
Or
I know. And listen, I'll see this movie and everything, but at the same time, part of me is just like,
you can end it with Endgame.
it's
fine.
over. Like,
Yeah, it's over. I'm not
I'll go
denying.
see Endgame again.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see. John Wick 4 is in the works, which we'll probably going to review that because I'm trying to see it this weekend.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Friday, so excited.
Gonna see it with a friend of mine
Nice.
who's a big Keanu Reeves fan. I asked her, "Hey, John Wick?" She's like, "Yes, hopefully." But if she doesn't, I'll go see it by myself. I have to review it for the channel.
Cool.
Okay, so and then one last thing, and we'll go into everything else. Dragon Ball Z had a dub change for Ultra Instincts,
Yes, it is autonomous Ultra Instinct.
which sounds so Japanese if you think about it.
It does. I know a lot of people are like losing their shit about it for some reason. It must have been something they did to get the lip flaps to match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's kind of a mouthful, autonomous Ultra Instinct.
But it works within the thing. We're like, well, Ultra Instinct sounds in English.
I guess it makes sense because I think in the Japanese version, weren't they calling it like something like.
What's that instinct?
No, they're calling it like Ultra Instinct Omen or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember something Omen. It was originally being referred to.
Just so you know, we're basing this on memory, okay? So don't type in the
Yeah,
comments.
it's been a while since we watched it, and like at least for me, the last time I saw it was in like Japanese. I'll watch it in English when the Blu-ray comes out because that's how I watch Dragon Ball Super in English.
Yep. So I watch it on streaming on Funimation when it gets on there. So
Yeah,
but it's not bad. I mean, they could have picked a worse name.
yeah,
I mean, autonomous sounds really good. It makes sense. It means like it just autonomous means like it's moving by the body's moving by itself.
yeah.
So it kind of makes sense in the wording. But anyway, time for the main course, everybody. Time to get y'all Detective Pikachu on review.
All right.
I will say this: I was not a fan at first when I heard about this. I was like, okay, and then Ryan Reynolds, okay, and then I saw the trailer and it won me over. So I want to make sure people have this in mind.
Well, when they announced they're making a Detective Pikachu movie, I was like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. That's a good way to have a Pokemon that talks in a movie.
It also works out pretty well if you think about it, because like if they go to Ash, like the first thing they do is Ash, and they're like they didn't do it right. At least with Detective Pikachu, it's like a pretty much a one-shot movie, and they'll be like, well, we don't have to worry about making that again.
Yeah. Well, let's start with non-spoilers, and then we'll go into some spoilers. So, Kyle, what did you think of Detective Pikachu as a movie?
I think it is literally. I think it's a good Pokemon movie. It had that magic I loved. Like when I was a kid, like I felt like I got teleported to the Pokemon world for the first time, and I saw this with a bunch of people, with the group, with my friends that were getting married, and I paid for their tickets, including the best man. So we paid for both of their tickets together, and we were able to go see it, and we were like all about it. So I can tell you this, not just from me, but a bunch of friends that saw it together.
Nice. Did you get the special cards, Kyle?
I did. I didn't get Detective Pikachu, but I got Psyduck and Snubble.
Really? You didn't get Detective Pikachu?
No, I didn't.
I got two somehow.
I want one.
Like I thought, wow, that's so weird.
I'll
Okay.
give you if you want. You want the Snubble or Psyduck? Because Psyduck has to get.
I totally would take the Psyduck. But
Psyduck is badass in that movie.
yeah, without spoilers, I think the best part about this movie is just seeing all the Pokemon in the real world.
Yeah, that's what I meant by I felt like I got teleported to the
Yeah.
Pokemon world for the first time.
And all the Pokemon look really cool.
Yeah, and hilariously, the guy who designed it just designed realistic Pokemon on DeviantArt, and how he got the job was they just Googled realistic Pokemon, and he's like, "Hey, would you like to do a movie for Detective Pikachu?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, I will."
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome references in this movie too that I guess we should probably go into spoilers, but
Did you see the oak? Did you see the oak lettering over the apartment?
the oak lettering?
Yeah, like if you look at it in the Pokemon language, it's spelled O, A, and K, and I was like, that's a reference to Professor Oak.
Oh, well, there was actually more obvious references. like kind of, you know, at the beginning when they're talking about Pokemon battles, Trainer Red is there.
Yup.
And, you know, that's awesome. There's the Pokemon animated series theme song several times throughout the movie, which is cool. It also says apparently the Pokemon anime is canon because they say 20 years ago Mewtwo was created.
Yeah.
So
yeah, about
that's
20
kinda
years ago,
cool.
Mewtwo was created, and
And Pokemon
hilariously, I
first
think
movie
that's
came
more of
out
an
in 1999, so it's pretty cool. And Kyle is frozen, so that is awesome. Everybody look at his weird face if you can.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you were frozen too, so.
I guess we'll see on the actual podcast who actually was frozen. But
Yeah, I guess so. I bet it's on my side.
it usually is for some reason. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed just seeing all the Pokemon. Honestly, this definitely is a kids movie. The big twist in it,
Definitely, I recommend it.
I kind of like saw it coming. I was like, okay, I think I know what's gonna happen in this movie, and that's pretty hilarious if they actually use the actor.
Yeah, no, I was sort of the same way, like at the sort of like towards the like end of it, you know, where the big climax, I was getting
Yeah.
this idea. I was like, oh, and trust me, I can tell you the reaction because we saw it on preview night, so no one knew nothing, so there was no spoilers. So I can give you a reaction to my theaters.
Well, I mean, I guess like the story of the movie is Tim. I do not know his last name.
Tim Goodman, because he's a good man.
Goodman, of course.
Goodman.
He's the insurance salesman, and his father is a detective in Rhyme City, a city where they don't allow Pokemon battles, and all the Pokemon are out in the open, and nobody uses Pokeballs.
And no one talks in rhymes there.
Yeah. And he gets a call. His dad was involved in a car accident and he died, but he was investigating this case with this mysterious gas that makes Pokemon go crazy.
Berserk.
And then he teams up with Detective Pikachu to solve this mystery. So
he gets a coffee addict sidekick.
So that's the basic plot. So now we're gonna go into full spoilers, I guess.
Yep. But if you want to end it now, if you don't want to listen to the rest.
Yeah.
Come back later.
I guess before we totally go into spoilers, what did you think of Weird Intern Girl?
She was all right. I mean, she did her purpose by moving the plot along.
Yeah, I kind of like when she first showed up. I was like, this is so ridiculous. This girl is just like a straight up like from the Pokemon animated series with like her whole intro.
Yep.
And she's like talking to the kid. She's like, I've been watching this mailbox to see who got mail from here.
Yep. Oh man, and Tim used to be a Pokemon trainer, and
no, he tried to be one.
Tried to be one, yes, and things didn't work out. His mother passed away. His parents apparently were divorced.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of childhood trauma, and his mother passed away, and he could have moved with his dad, but decided never to do that.
Yeah, he decided to stay and live with his grandparents. So he kind of has a strange relationship with his dad.
Yep.
And I guess we'll get into Pikachu as Ryan Reynolds.
Oh God, Pikachu! You know they were just trying to go. What are the two biggest things that happened this year? Pokemon Go and Deadpool. What if we combine them into both? We'll make $1 million.
Pikachu.
Which did not dethrone Avengers, by the way.
Yeah. Most of the best jokes are in the trailer, I will say.
Yeah.
But the movie is.
But they save you a few jokes though here and there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's a quick movie, and I had a really busy day of work before I saw it, so I barely remember some of the jokes. I just remember Yeah, I liked it. Like that scene with Pikachu and the Ludicolo, probably still my favorite.
No, you don't know what my favorite scene is.
What's your favorite?
The Mr. Mime scene, interrogating him.
Oh my god, that escalated so darkly with like the gasoline and then the
I
fire.
here's something really funny I found out. I found out the Pokemon Company did not want them to use Mr. Mime.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, don't use Mr. Mime, and they're like, we're gonna use Mr. Mime
Yeah,
because we
they're
don't.
like,
They didn't give them
he's
no
so
information.
weird.
Ha. No. All right, good job. Back up. All right. Oh my God. Get in the interrogation room. Light up the gasoline. Oh my God. That escalated so badly.
Yeah.
Is this still considered a kids movie? Did they murder him?
You never know.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool when you see the actual Pokemon battle. I love the DJ with the Loudons, and the
Oh yeah.
Loudons are like beatboxing and stuff. I was like, that is so cool.
No, I love that. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, like man,
I
the
love the
best part of this
Charizard.
movie is just seeing the Pokemon, especially if you grew up with Pokemon, because like they're
Oh, I
like,
can tell you. I can
holy
tell you.
crap.
I can tell you. Everybody in my theater grew up on Pokemon. That I was there. You could just tell how much they were awing at the Squirtle, the Easter egg towards the Squirtle quad, the
Yeah,
Charmander, the Charmanders. Oh my God! Like you could just tell everyone there was having a great. Was just having the ooh and ah.
the little Bulbasaurs and
Oh my God! They were so adorable. Oh, I want 50 of them.
the Gengar, like
Oh my God, the
with the
Gengar.
battle.
I was so angry that Gengar won.
Yeah.
Because I love Blastoise, okay? I love Blastoise. Blastoise for life, motherfucker. That's my first Pokemon. Okay? That was the first Pokemon I chose.
Yeah. Well, ghost type Pokemon can be pretty overpowered sometimes.
All you just need is an Alakazam and a psych at that Gengar.
Yeah.
Because they fucked up. Let's get back to the movie. The Pokemon battle was really great. I love how like they were like I love how the Pikachu's like it's like get me out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, get me the hell out of here.
Pika Pika.
He's trying
And
to
the
figure out how
Charizard
to
went
do like the
berserk.
vault tackle. And it's just like,
The Charizard went berserk attacking people.
yeah. Kind of a red herring with the gas being called R, and you're like, okay, this is gonna be
Team
Team
Rocket.
Rocket. But then
Yeah,
it's
I was thinking the
not.
same thing. I
Yeah.
think it was more of a nod to it. Just like,
Yeah.
but
So I guess we'll get into like the main villain
wait,
of this movie.
wait. Can we just talk about one more thing before we get
Sure.
it's in the Pokemon battle? Did you enjoy Pikachu kicking Magikarp?
That was pretty good too, where he's just like, you just have to get these things like pissed off and then they'll turn into a Gyarados.
And well, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That was great comedy right there. All right, let's get to the red herring.
So in the movie, main bad guy, you meet I guess the creator of Rhyme City. He's like this old
founder.
man, and
Yep.
he's like my son. He's trying to do something bad with the R because he hates Pokemon and he wants people to turn against the Pokemon. And
You know what's actually really funny?
what's that?
Never use the guy that you put as villains most of the time.
Yeah, and you know what's actually really funny? The son actually is the bad guy in the actual game.
Yeah. They changed a lot of things. We'll explain that later.
Oh yeah.
They changed some things here and there.
So anyway, you know, they're investigating what's happening. You see Mewtwo. You're like, what the hell, Mewtwo? This is crazy. And you're trying to figure out why Mewtwo zapped Tim Dad's car and blew it up.
And abducted him.
Yeah.
Or obliterated him, whatever it was.
Yeah, and then they go into this like facility, whole bunch of genetically engineered Pokemon and cloned Pokemon they find, kind of like the other Pokemon movie.
Yeah, but these were made by more humans, except that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the expensive CGI, the special effects they did with those four terrors.
Yeah, that scene was kind of unnecessary.
It was necessary so Detective Pikachu get a bonk on his head.
Yeah, I guess so. Because they're running away from like genetically engineered Greninjas that actually look pretty cool.
Yeah, they looked amazing.
And
Where's
you
it
know,
Fernie though?
and then like the whole time with Psyduck, they're telling us, and Pikachu's like,
Oh
"Oh,
god.
we got to keep Psyduck calm because if he gets a headache, he's gonna do a Psy wave and everything's gonna suck." And then all of a sudden, like
Psyduck.
Pikachu's like, "Wait a minute, you have a headache." Then it wakes up like all these like gigantic Torterras.
Remember the scene before that scene? Remember when Psyduck just talked about like give me a foot massage or your master will be blowing up?
Yeah,
That Psyduck is demonic.
yeah.
A sick psychopath. He's like, I hate massaging your feet. Boom. It worked out.
And I guess anyway, the whole thing is whole bunch of shit happens. Pikachu. Why does Pikachu get depressed again? And like it's like, oh, I can't be teamed up with you, Tim.
Because because he finds out he's a traitor to his father.
Right, because he helped Mewtwo escape,
Yeah.
and then Mewtwo blew up Tim's dad's car.
And we have a scene. Yeah, so we find out Mewtwo heals the Detective Pikachu, finds out all his memories. They split up. They try to tell what's happening. We get a scene of Ryan Reynolds singing the Pokemon song.
Except sad. We get
Very
sad
sad.
Pikachu singing the Pokemon theme.
Yes, I was the very best. I was like, oh my god.
That's one of the greatest things.
I loved it. I think they
Yeah.
played that up really well.
Yeah, I guess kind of the bridge stuff. Turns out that Mewtwo's actually good, and he was trying to stop the Greninjas who actually blew up the car.
Yep.
And because Mewtwo's magic, he said that Tim could get his dad back when he reunites Pikachu with Pikachu or something. And you're like, okay, what's going on here? If you've watched the movie, you've noticed the whole time they show flashbacks of Tim's dad. You never see him. Yeah, you never see him. So anyway, main villain's revealed. It's actually the old man who's the founder of Rhyme City, and this is where
like
the movie.
I said, never ever use an actor that's very known to playing a lot of villains.
Yeah,
that's the number one thing you should never do.
His plan is to turn everybody into Pokemon using Mewtwo's magic.
No, what he's trying to do is he's trying to transfer his mind because he hints we need to evolve. Humans can't evolve, but Pokemon can do.
Well, yeah, he transfers his mind into Mewtwo, and then Mewtwo, with his Mewtwo magic, merges the Pokemon with their trainers.
Yep, that's
so people become Pokemon.
Yeah, which is kind of ludicrous in a way.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, it was sort of ludicrous. Why? Because we need to evolve, but why? Like, why do you want to do this? Because I need to evolve. You're only doing it for yourself. It's fine if you want to transfer your mind to Mewtwo, but it's a stupid reason. We also find out that the villain's son is not really his son. It's really a genetically altered Ditto.
Yeah, it's a Ditto that can shapeshift into like people, and
yep.
Pikachu says something about its soulless eyes, which is pretty funny.
Yes, and hilariously, I love this line. How dare you transform into the girl I'm kind of attracted to? Oh, God. And then we get to see an epic battle between Detective Pikachu and Mewtwo as well.
Yeah, and it's on.
And we get to see something out of the Pokemon movie too, out of the Pokemon show. We see Pikachu riding on top of Pidgeot.
Yeah, and he does Volt Tackle. They're fighting on top of Pokemon floats, like in Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Yep.
And anyway, to defeat the bad guy, Mewtwo's like, okay, I'm going to use my magic to bring your dad back, and if you...
And undo everything.
Yeah, and if you're not a child and you're an adult like we are, you already guessed, oh, the reason why Pikachu could talk is because he's actually Tim's dad.
Yep.
And then it turns out...
and that's exclusive to the game. That's exclusive to the movie, by the way.
Yes, that is not in the game. And then Ryan Reynolds shows up with
Coffee.
they're desperately trying to make him look older, so they're like, I don't know, like grow a beard, and I guess we'll put some gray in it.
Yeah, like he had like some shivels and stuff,
Yeah,
but it
or
was
put
like,
glasses
and I,
on him.
well, you know what's funny? He actually had glasses in the trailer thing, you know.
Yeah,
But hilariously though, Ryan Reynolds, it's just funny that that actually happened. I couldn't believe they actually did that.
yeah, but overall, really fun movie. Actually ends with no sequel hook. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
this is one and done, and I was like, holy crap, that's amazing.
Yeah, and if this movie does do well, it could open up to the Pokemon cinematic universe, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind seeing more live action Pokemon stories, you know, like maybe something more traditional with like
Right.
trainers and battles.
I've been hearing like the rumors, like the next couple Pokemon movies might be Red movies.
That would be awesome if they did like a trainer red and like do the story of the game.
Yeah, I would love to do that. They just have to pick the right actor. They got to pick a nice young actor that's not popular. Liongate, if you're watching us right now, we are helping you. Because we've seen what happens when actors that are popular mess up a role.
This is Warner Brothers.
Oh no, Legendary, no, not Liongate, no, Legendary
Legendary. This
Pictures.
is Legendary Warner Brothers.
Yeah, sorry, Legendary Pictures.
Legendary
Listen,
Pictures has a pretty good track record.
yes. Well, I do know. Wait, no, it's Liongate that owns the Naruto rights right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about
Yeah,
Naruto though.
yeah. No, I'm trying to remember who owns what. I'm
Okay,
trying to say.
we're talking
Oh,
about Pokemon, Kyle.
we're still on Pokemon. Just trying to remember things.
Okay, don't do a
A
freaking
180.
black. Don't do a Black Dynamite tangent where you're like, this is this, and this is that, and then this is that, and that's why we have the Pokemon movie.
God, but okay. So, what are you gonna rate this movie?
This is pretty solid. I'm gonna give this a B plus.
I'm gonna give it an A
Nice.
because I really enjoyed it. It really invoked me back to when I was a kid,
Yeah,
and that's saying something. That's really saying something because there's never been a movie like that for me.
yeah. It's a great movie. It's fun kids movie.
Definitely can't wait to show it to my little brother and be like, "Hey, you're old enough to watch Pokemon now. Just remember, Pluta.
And your
Not,
and your little
not.
brother is just like, man, this movie sucks. And you,
Oh no, I got to watch the first episode of Pokemon. He loves
I
it.
know. I'm just kidding around, Kyle.
I know. But it's at least something. He even likes Dragon Ball now too.
Nice.
Good older brother stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Before we leave, we'll just do a short. What have you been watching? What have you been playing?
All right. I guess I'll go first.
You want?
Okay, I've been playing Trials, well, The Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel on the PS4.
So, how's your progress doing?
Okay.
Let me talk to you about this.
I'm not gonna lie. This game at the beginning sucks. There's like so much dialogue, and you're like kind of like, okay, my friend, he's really into it, and he's like, nah, dude, just keep playing. Just keep playing. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't have enough time for this type of game right now. And he's like, nah, it gets better. Just keep playing. And I will admit, the story, so far for where I am, not great still. I'm like sort of like semi-interested in it. But the gameplay, once you actually are allowed to actually finally start playing, and it does let you play a lot, it's like a great turn-based RPG with pretty fun combat, pretty cool system, figuring out enemies' weakness. You have a lot of options to equip your party members with these different spells called quartz. So it's kind of cool, like figuring out what quartz to use in what situation. So that part of it is pretty cool. I'm not even halfway through this game, but it does get better. But man, it does have like a long, boring like intro. Like I'm talking at least like 15 hours before this game starts picking up.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Wow.
I'm like it's a lot of dialogue and it's it's one of those like RPGs that like Japan's really into, where like you go to school. It's a
Yeah,
military.
Japan's into that
It's a
stuff.
military academy, but yeah, all the characters are kind of like your very typical anime tropes, I guess. Um, yeah, but the combat is good. I do like the combat and the battles. And when you finally just start to get to play the game, it's really good. And the PS4 version has a turbo mode, which helps a lot.
That sounds good to know. I might just pick that up one day.
Yeah, but so far so good. I'm probably gonna continue playing this just because I finally got to a point in the game where I'm like, all right, I'm actually really enjoying this gameplay now. So I'll probably stick with this for a while. And for what I'm watching, been watching One Punch Man season 2. I definitely can see the criticism with the animation because yeah, it's not the same team that did the first season, and I can see how they cut corners with One Punch Man season 2. But I like the characters enough that I'm still into it. So
And that's the important thing.
yeah, so I'll keep watching it. But yeah, season 1 from an action perspective is definitely way better. But I still like Saitama and Genos, and that's kind of like the main characters. I'm like other characters, and I'm like, oh wait, all the other characters are like new to this season. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. That was back to review. Never mind. I'll tell you. I already told
And
you.
yeah, and I've been rewatching the original Dragon Ball actually too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I forgot how often Goku is naked and urinates.
I was about to mention that.
Yeah,
I was about to mention that.
yeah, he definitely he's naked a lot and urinates a lot.
Yep. It's amazing how much they tried to censor that.
Urination was pretty big back in the day, I guess.
Probably.
People just thought going to the bathroom was hilarious.
Uh.
But anyway, what are you up to, Kyle?
Well, I spent 4 days, so we watched a lot of movies. So I watched Black Dynamite because the best man never seen Black Dynamite. He started cracking up so many times when he saw the mic. He's like, he saw the mic. He's like, oh man, he loved it though. He loved it.
I love
And
when it starts with he just punches like the old lady's at the door, and he just punches the door, and the old lady goes flying.
also, I watched Dragon Ball Broly. I showed them the Oscar-winning moment of Frieza
Nice.
because that was amazing. That was so amazing. They're like, "What do you mean Frieza gets an Oscar-nominated moment?" Oh God, that is Oscar-nominated. Then it was getting late at night, so we saw Detective Pikachu, but we also like late at night before the wedding we watched the Power Rangers movie because we had nothing better to do.
The one from Lionsgate.
The Lionsgate one, which was still pretty good. And hilariously, the bridesmaids were like, when did Power Rangers get so intense? I don't know. And then for television shows, I just finished Jetman on Tibu, which oh my god, the ending is great, by the way. And they literally just killed they literally built Bill the Black Condor, who is the Black Ranger of the group, and it's not even a monster. It's just a thug that just stabs him and he just dies slowly on the bride and groom's wedding day, which is white and red. Which I was like, wow. Wow. And he has and I know he was dead because he had the tradition of Japanese people that smoke. One last cigarette. So it's like, yep, he's dead. And what I've been playing, I played Resident Evil 2 because I finally started getting into it, and I had oh my god, the headaches I had to go through. Oh, by the way, you can't find the green herb? Oh, good luck with that. But I did it.
Nice.
And bought some games. I bought the Assassin's Creed Gold Edition, so I got Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh wait, quick question: with Resident Evil, did you beat it with Leon and Claire, or
I beat it with Leon right now? I'm working on Claire right now.
Oh, okay.
So, and I played a little bit of Odyssey. Oh man, they keep saying, "Well, oh, it's not a big hindrance. It's only there to help people speed up their progress and everything." Yeah, but if I did not know it was there, it probably would have been better
Yeah, I guess. Have you
without it.
got far enough in Assassin's Creed Odyssey to notice like the grind yet?
I'm starting to notice it right now. I'm level 7, so
Hmm.
it's sort of it's kind of ridiculous. Ubisoft should not put microtransactions. Any company should not put microtransactions in a $60 game and monetize it
Yeah.
at all. It is ridiculous. And they'll say, "Well, you only have to do it once." That's not the point. The point is it shouldn't be there.
Is that experience booster thing still $10?
Yes, it
Oh
is.
my god, that's so ridiculous.
They just want your money. I get it. Your games are getting expensive. Well, those are for the developer. No, that goes back to your investors. We know how this works.
Yeah.
And but that's also because it was 3. So I paid like $10 for each game, by the way,
Hmm.
because I got Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Liberation. So I got $3 for every game and DLC.
Nice.
And also there was another sale. So I bought Resident Evil 7 finally, and I'm probably gonna have to go back to all the way to the beginning because health is so low and ammo's limited.
Is Assassin's Creed Liberation, which one is that? Is that
That's the Vita one.
that's the Vita one, but they put it on the PS4?
Yep.
Okay.
They had a remake for PS3 and Xbox 360, so
Oh, okay.
they're
Cool.
trying to cash in. They're trying to cash in on it. Plus, it works because Liberation is actually a side story that links in somewhat into Assassin's Creed 3.
Where does Liberation take place? Like America or
It takes place in America and in Louisiana.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So and Connor is in the game. So
Cool.
yeah, but it's those are real. But I haven't got a chance to play it. So these are games I just purchased recently. So
Right.
but all in all, also played a little bit of Dragon Crown Pro.
Nice.
So yeah, but I guess that's it. That is for the Mediaverse podcast. As always, we are podcasting every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I'm Kyle. He's Chris. As always, enjoy your night.